Howdy folks, it's your multiversal medium here for one of the worst written things I've ever experienced. Today we're in Harvestella dealing with the absolute garbage of them constantly flip-flopping about what the heck the plot points are and the world building they try to do and try to sound important doing. Last episode we had a lot of cutscenes that were, well, we actually just had one cutscene that was completely contradictory to a majority of the rest of the game's writing. And I'm going to assume that that's going to be every cutscene because we're at the end of the game and they can't do a cutscene without contradicting something. So every single cutscene we have from here on is probably going to contradict the entire storyline thus far. Apparently we're trying to make a giant magicy-wagicy anti-cancer dust umbrella now, as opposed to a physical one, which was the entire point of the Eden project. Which apparently, when we were fighting Arya, they weren't trying to make a physical one, they were trying to make a magicy-wagicy one, but they never went into detail about that. Anyways, we're trying to make a magicy-wagicy anti-cancer dust umbrella to keep the people alive for, like, I don't know, a day or so, because we're going to make quietus happen early. But as we know, Gaia Dust doesn't kill you immediately, and when Geist turned on all the Seas Light and made a bunch of cancer dust everywhere, it didn't kill everyone. Everyone just knew to run indoors, but we can't do that. Oh, by the way, we can't let everyone know it's going to happen when we legit have a teleportation network that connects to every single mailbox in the entire game, and everyone gets spam mail from the robots. We can't just let them know to be indoors on certain days. It doesn't work that way, apparently. Ein, how is your plan to end quietus going? Could be better. People keep changing how the heck things work. I guess we have an idea. It's a stupid one, just like every other idea. You do you? That was faster than I expected. I know, right? It's only been one day since we were going to wipe out an entire species. Wow. Which is why we are here, Geist. We want your help. Huh. So what do you need from me now? I don't know, some idea and some help about not committing genocide. I know you're really good at committing genocide, but we'd prefer not to. We want to use the quietus barrier system you're going to use for your paradise project. What? And here I thought you had no interest in the heaven shell. Changed your minds, have you? We only want to borrow it? Yeah, we want it for like a day. It's like the freaking trial from Hercules or whatever, like his 13 trials. Oh, I'm sorry, Heracles. The 13 trials of Heracles, where he's just got to borrow Cerberus for a bit, and Hades is like, yeah, just bring him back by dinner. Because Hades is the most chill. Like 100%, the coolest dude probably in all of Greek mythology. And I can only think of 3 myths where he loses his cool. One of those myths is when he gets his wife. And yeah, it can be like, oh, like he kidnapped Persephone, and that's really not cool or whatever. But then you see any myths of like Hades and Persephone together, and they're super chill and in love with one another, and one of the only couples in all of Greek mythology that are just like, yeah, that's my spouse. We don't mess around with other people. We don't fool around. I'm married. Like Hades and Persephone are probably the only divinities with a happy marriage. Like, seriously. Anyways, what do you mean by that? Well, we just want to borrow it. Like, not keep it, we'll give it back. You explain the situation, Geist. Oh, you want to use the quietus barrier so you can energize the Seas Light and kill everyone. Very interesting proposal. I won't refuse to help you, although there is one problem. Don't tell me. It'll wither away the area outside the barrier. No, why would it do that? Why would you think it would do that? It's just gonna get Gaia Dust everywhere. Gaia Dust doesn't wither things. We saw life on Earth, you effing idiot. No, even for a short time, that shouldn't be an issue. The problem is energy. An entire continent is far larger than the heaven shell was intended to cover. That's what I'm talking about. It's a really stupid idea. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it will require an exterior energy source to work. We don't have those, and we don't even know what an energy source is. Dude, do you not realize we're medieval peasants? What even is energy? Are we talking electricity here? Put up solar panels. I don't give an F. Like, seriously, dude, what, screw you. An exterior energy source? Could we not use the residual energy from the proto? What? No, that's stupid. They... Since when have the Seas Lights been energy factories? No, it's... As far as we're aware, they're machines meant to terraform, but now we're being told they create energy as well as just psychically connect to the Red Queen on Earth and Earth as a whole and have a weird interdimensional space in between the two planets that just has the memory of Earth. And every time the Seas Light activate at the end of a season, they make things grow that Earth thinks are supposed to be on Earth, like a scientist laboratory or a robot. This is so stupid. I hate this. Now there's an idea. The Proto Seas Light might have enough reserve energy. No. Like, even if this is how you're intending to do it, how would it work that way? Didn't you need the Proto Seas Light just in order to make the Heaven Shell the smaller size? That's why you're shooting down the Proto Seas Light before. That is, if we're saying that was necessary, but you said you only needed the Proto Seas Light to connect the frickin' Seas Light. This is so stupid. If you divert the residual energy from the fallen Proto to the Castle of Illusion, well, that's the ticket. Seems like we're already well on our way. I hate this. If memory serves, the Proto fell into the Northern Sea. We should rally the airship post-haste. I like how he has to, like, let us know where it is, because it's not if memory serves. We were never told where it landed. I'm pretty certain we weren't told where it landed. If we were, it was in one line of dialogue somewhere. And it was just like a throwaway line, so we wouldn't have known. Oh, hey, do you like how there's no more music anymore? Cool. I don't know why there's no music in the throne room unless there's a cutscene. That's weird. Okay, so I guess we're just... At least we don't have to do a stupidly long cutscene with Bizarro Geist. That's probably for the best. I hate talking to every NPC though. Whatever cutscene we get for going to this other Seas Light, I'm going to hate no matter what. Because it's another cutscene where I need to talk to insufferable characters.
See you later.
There has not been a single cutscene and a single character that I've actually enjoyed because every single character has been insufferable. Oh, hey, over here. This is new. Cool, awesome, funky, fresh. I hate it. Let's just get here. I honestly genuinely like, as soon as we left Earth, I mentioned, how much you want to bet we're never going back to Earth and it's not going to be a thing ever again. The entirety of Earth as a dungeon thing and all the plot points really didn't need to happen, for one, but two, it didn't need a world map. They took the time to program a world map for Earth and it didn't need one. It didn't. Is this the Proto Seas Light? It could have been just a very long extended dungeon. I crap you not. There was no reason for Earth to have a world map whatsoever. Really something. I wonder if it still has power. Isn't the entire point coming here to find it? It has power? Like, oh, it's completely wrecked. Maybe it still has a power source? Well, if it doesn't, we're effed. Let us go and find out. How do you walk in heels on a beach? While not perfect, it still seems to be operational. How so? All the crystals are everywhere. The machine bits are just exposed and it's completely destroyed. Did you just like... What? What was that? What was that? No, what the F was that? Dianthus can just walk up to a Seaslight, put out their hand, and glow blue for a second, and suddenly this freaking thing's connected to the entirety of the grid for the entire planet. This thing's just now on the energy grid after doing that. Are these F and Seaslight working on Tesla frickin' wireless energy? Like, is that how they're working? How is the energy being distributed to the freaking like castle? What was that? What the absolute F was that? You guys know we tend to get like our energy through like wiring and stuff, right? And we're just going to assume whatever Dianthus did made it so this freaking partially destroyed machine is going to send all reserve energy, Tesla coil style, through the air to the castle now? What? The absolute F. I think it's... Let's just say it's not electricity. Let's say it's magicy watchky stuff. And we're making all the machines that are powered by magicy watchky stuff now in the Seaslight to send all their magicy watchky whateverness to the Castle of Illusion. Even then, it doesn't make sense because the robots don't comprehend magic. They don't know how it works. How would they set that up? They're saying energy because they need to be vague, because if they were in, like, if they detailed it either as magical energy or electricity, everyone would call this out for being stupid writing. So they're being stupidly vague about it. But it's still stupid writing. Anyways, I guess we're getting energy to the Castle of Illusion now. That's great. We should all go tell Geist right away. What was the point of coming here for this cutscene? This was completely unnecessary. This is a waste of my time. This entire game is a waste of my time. I am never getting the hours I spent on this game back. My life is shorter because of Harvestella. Harvestella took part of my life away. All right, let's go back to where we just were. Yeah, cool, awesome. Got a freaking wad of snot stuck in the back of my throat that has more effing substance than Harvestella, I swear. I effing swear. This is a weird soundtrack for this cutscene with everything built up in the way it is. It looks as though the energy from the proto has made it here without issue. That doesn't make sense, but whatever, I just went on tangent about that. Simulations show that we can create a large enough quietus barrier for a short period of time. Cool, so we're going to start up all the... This is so stupid. We're going to overcharge all the Seaslight. And then what? I would like to reiterate that we quote-unquote possibly have a key to the quote-unquote memory space between two worlds, as far as we know, that exists in a place that isn't physical. And we're just going to put our everything on possibly going there by overcharging the Seaslight when we don't even know if that would make it work. We're basing this on a hypothesis that a dude who went pure genocidal says it has to be that way. It can't be anything else. Seriously, there's no reason to do this. There isn't. Why isn't the final dungeon just the Red Queen? Why aren't we just going to Earth if this is how this is? Going to the Red Queen, possibly connecting to whatever memory thing the Red Queen has in the Astrum cell and stopping it from sending dust to this planet. Why aren't we doing that? Anyways, thank goodness. Now we can just do something that makes zero sense, but it will probably work out exactly as they hope it will, because this game isn't written well. In which case, I will time the operation of the barrier for the precise moment you need it. When the time comes, you will have the full power of the set behind you. That's not reassuring. You guys are freaking losers. That works for me. Thank you for helping us, Geist. It's not Geist, it's Bizarro, Geist. Gratitude is unnecessary. It really is. All of you people are worthless, and I hate you all. I'm never going to be grateful for any of you. It was your parents who created the Quietus barrier, remember? So, I do want to go back on a limb. I do not think a single effing cutscene about the whole Heaven Shell thing mentioned that the barrier was just an energy field. And our only showcase of what this whole Paradise project was meant to be was Forgotten Eden, aka a bunker city. They just didn't properly explain what they apparently thought people would pick up. I swear this game wasn't translated well. It constantly feels like just some sentences and some paragraphs are just like completely different, and like the translators didn't know what it was, so they did a literal translation. I mean, we already know the game wasn't translated well, considering like there's still Japanese text in the game, but still. It is a human invention. It will be yours to do with as you please. Okay. Thanks, bye. Can we go now? No, you cannot go. We still have more cutscene to do. You are baffling. Well, I think you're stupid. Shut up. But that is the human way. Well, I think robots are dumb, and that's the robot way. We're logical. No, you're not. You went on a whole soliloquy about how you're not logical, or at least Dianthus did, and that's when they were connected to the cloud. I hate you all. We have fought for the last 2,000 years, for the sake of humanity. You didn't fight well, I'm not gonna lie. We are well aware of your incomprehensibility. Like, I'm well aware of you guys' lack of logic when you're supposed to be super intelligent. I have come up with so many answers to the entirety of your issues. I don't know why the F I'm even here, because if you guys were competent, none of the Ables would have existed. I am a monument to your effing failures as robots meant to continue the human race. And that is the coolest line you're ever going to get out of this entire game, and it's just me calling this game's writing stupid. Which is why I do not mind this back and forth from time to time. I mind being around you. Not to mention the sense of nostalgia it gives me. I don't have any of that. Leave me alone. Ein. Don't say my name. Now that you have rejected my project, you must follow the path you believe in. Show me what humans dream. I hate this. Do what you must, and you will have our support to its fullest extent. I hate this so much because nothing about this plot should be, I believed in it. Power of ideology pushed us through, because nothing says it should be that way besides this constant forced narrative of like, you not doing things based on the sci-fi setting must mean you have an ideology that you're going to make true no matter what, because of magicy-wagicy stuff that we don't understand. Even though apparently we made magic, but we don't understand how it works. I hate this. I hate this so often much. For an artificial intelligence such as ours, which surpasses that of humanity, oh, you just had to add the effing racism just out of nowhere? It is our reason d'etre. D'etre? I don't know how to frickin' say that. I don't know how I've been able to frickin' read a majority of these lines, because they're as incomprehensible as me trying to say a foreign word when I don't know any foreign languages. The entire script for this game may as well be its own language of frickin' gobbledygook. He certainly has a flair for the dramatic, doesn't he? Thick thighs, crushes lives. Do you just talk about people directly in front of them? Because that's... Oh, they all do that. Never mind. Conditions are optimal. Can we go now? All that is left is to initiate the energization program. I've made it so that we can operate it from the airship. Cool. Let us meet on the bridge when you are ready. Okay. I can just get on the airship and talk to NPCs? Have I always been able to do that? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It really effing doesn't. If at any point I could have talked to my party members and I never knew I could, I still would not have talked to my party members. Not a single one of them is worth talking to. Every single one of them just acts differently depending on what cutscene they're in. This isn't like Dragon Quest where... Actually, let's pop a save. Make it quick. This isn't like Dragon Quest where they have proper characterization. And you want your character's input because they have unique input when you talk to them. That would mean it would have to be written well. And as we know, this game isn't. Okay, let's see here. Enter bridge. Okay, so there's a UI thing in the bottom right. I'm glad I never knew about this. I am. What is the point of everything? What is the point of all of this stuff? Legit, what is the point of every single thing everywhere here? And apparently Heinz just at the helm. What is the point of all of these dials and all of these things everywhere when all you need is someone right there doing something? Are you ready to energize the Seas Light? No, but sure, why not? Let's just try. Whatever. Very well, Hein. Connect me to the Castle of Illusions. Why is this dude your comms, your pilot, your everything? Seriously, why? Like, Dianthus, you should be flying that frickin' thing. Dianthus, Geist is telling us to prepare the Quietus Barrier. Make no mistake. The full power of the set are behind you. Just say the word. Why is... Can I ask an effing question? Why is Geist suddenly the de facto leader of all set? We have been showcased on the frickin' cradle. There are multiple cradles, by the way. We were showcased on one cradle that one of the dudes outranked Dianthus. And I'm going to assume outranked Geist as well. What about the other cradles? There are several of those. We were told there are multiple of them. Why is Geist just the de facto leader now? This is stupid. Understood. But before we begin, I would like to address the Castle of Illusion. Can you connect me? This is... whatever. Sure. Calling all set of the Castle of Illusion. This is your comrade, Dianthus. Can we just... not do this? Can this cutscene be voiced and not have to have me read it? Make it so I can't pause it, so I don't have to keep stopping every moment and just be pissed. First, I want to thank you for your assistance in this endeavor. Why did they make the Castle of Illusion like this? What's the point? We are about to resume the energization experiment Geist's former persona left unfinished. It wasn't an experiment. He tried to commit genocide. He didn't try to make an experiment. He tried to wipe out all life. He even kept saying that. He wasn't trying to do an experiment. He just wanted genocide. Don't try to make him a good guy. Like, if this was a real setting, this would be worse than trying to make Hitler a good guy. This dude didn't want to just wipe out several races. He wanted to wipe out all life. But now we're trying to turn him into a good guy. That would be if this was an IRL scenario. Obviously, I'm not demeaning or lessening how bad Hitler was. If there was an individual on Earth, IRL, that almost wiped out 99% of all life because they're an evil individual, and then we just try to make it like, well, yeah, they went crazy for a bit, but we're going to continue the experiments that made them crazy and try to forward our species as a whole. And you know, I think their experiments may have been true. No, this is effing dumb. In hindsight, I see Geist was alone, pondering the future of this planet, and it plagued him. I hate this. The resulting apoptosis he planned could have shaken the very meaning of our existence. I really don't care. Do you find it weird that... What is this cutscene? What is the point of showing me all these robots? I legitimately don't know the point of this cutscene. We have been told countless times the robots, unless they get errors in their frickin' software, don't have emotion. We were told countless times they don't have emotion, even though each one shows emotion, I know. But world building wise, they're supposed to have zero emotion. But here we have Dianthus trying to give a rousing speech to the robots. What the F is the point? What is the meaning of this cutscene? Why? In the light of humanity's history, he embraced a dream that was out of his reach and it ruined him. Geist reflected on this and marched forward with the next best thing, the Heaven Shell Project. Ein refused that proposal. Yeah, this is... It's just a summarization. You find it weird that in these cutscenes we can't have groupings of frickin' the robots or whatever? When in the dungeon we could have groupings of the robot? What about the cutscenes just pushes this game to its limits? We still do not know if that was the right decision. Logically, it is easy to think it was the wrong one. But to protect all of humanity, that is our dream, make no mistake. You don't have... Stop talking about dreams, you're a robot, stop. I hate this. Like, guys just went on an entire soliloquy about how robots don't have dreams. This is an experiment to help realize the dream of every intelligent being living on this planet. I am counting on that dream. Literally just contradicting the cutscene directly before this. I cannot believe this crap. What was the point? This doesn't need to be a cutscene. It doesn't even need to be an email. Freaking take all of this post you're writing and delete it. For the eradication of quietus, for our 2,000-year-long vow to save humanity, and to reclaim that once shining star. Let it be etched into history that we are humanity's greatest neighbor, for a future where we can work together. I hate this. I could be playing Elemental Gimmick Gear as opposed to this right now. Freaking finally have a copy of Elemental Gimmick Gear and I could be playing that. Gosh dang it. Why am I playing Harvestella? Such a moving speech. No, it wasn't. Shut up, Meat Meat. No, I'm nervous. Okay, cool. I don't care. What is his name again? Airship has reached tactical altitude. Ready when you are. What is tactical altitude? Why do you even know the term altitude? Got it. Guys, do you copy? We're beginning the experiment. Start the quietus barrier. Understood. What is the experiment? What are we trying to do? What are we trying to prove? We're just supercharging them in the hopes of being able to unlock the way to the memories of the planet. Is that what we're doing? Because that's stupid. Oh my. Quietus barrier is active, especially when the only working hypothesis of how the stupid memories of the planet works is it's in an incorporeal plane. Like, it's completely incorporeal. You can't go there. It exists outside the realm of physicality. We were told that. Whatever. This should keep us safe from the Gaia dust. All that's left is to start the energization program. Okay. Fine, awaiting your orders. What the heck? Why would you... Why are you deferring to me? None of you guys listen. None of you guys do what I want. You just do whatever and then pull me along for the ride. Why are you asking me? Understood. Energization program engaged. Every single time I play any other game where I'm interacting with NPCs now, I expect them to just treat me like a D-bag because of Harvestella. And it takes a brief, like, fraction of a second before I realize, oh, some games are willing to write characters in a way that aren't just overly cruel to the protagonist. Music's nice, I guess. What is that? A light. Where did that come from? The Lost Gaia naturalization phenomena. Mark II called it the planetary nightmare. It looks like there's an opening in that pillar of light. What? What about the concentration of Gaia dust inside? Can we talk for an effing second? Why didn't this happen when Geist did this? If this is what happens when you do this, why didn't it happen when Geist did it? The interior is safe to enter. Give the word and we will enter with the airship. Like, yeah, I know Geist did a different protocol, but basically what Geist did was exactly the same. Overcharging the Seas Light. It was exactly the same. Why is this just different? The interior is safe to enter. Give the word and we will enter with the airship. Sure, why not? Whatever. In for a penny, in for a garbage dump, I guess. Gosh, dang it. The only blessing this game has ever given me is I'd never paid a penny for it. You would have to pay me to give me a game like this. If I knew this game was this bad, I would demand money just to have it on my effing shelf. Oh wow, it's just a dungeon. Anyways, I'm pretty certain this is the final dungeon. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Why is there just structures? Stella Nursery. This is what's inside the Pillar of Light? That doesn't really make sense. Are we in the Pillar of Light or are we in the hole the pillar made? What are we doing? Is this crystal a monolith? There's something mysterious about it. Everything about this dungeon is stupid. I'm not even going to go into detail. You guys can figure out how stupid it is just to fly a ship into a pillar of light and then there's us. I don't need to go into detail about how stupid this entire dungeon already is. Like, all I ask for you guys at home is to be critically thinking. Something doesn't need to be good, something doesn't need to be great, and something doesn't need to be bad. But you should critically think when enjoying any sort of media, because it's media that's supposed to sell you something. Sometimes that selling is just watching. Critical thinking is bettering yourself by demanding a higher standard. That means the media of all things starts rising to a higher standard. That is all I ask. It's lost Gaia technology, but there's no location like this in our database. I don't recognize it either. Why would you? We just said it doesn't exist. What the F is that elevator from? Where does that go? This is the Stella Nursery, where stars are born. What? Oh my god. I don't want to deal with another BS fucking plot point that makes zero sense. Oh my effing gosh. Yeah, stars are born here. You know, in the planet. Hey, what's up? You gonna give us a freaking name? Name, please. Where the hell were you hiding? I've been wondering that for a while. I just assume she's technically just hiding on the same map but out of bounds. What? Are you a friend of Vine's? I don't have any friends. That includes all of you. Something like that. No. Also, do you guys still find it weird that the shadows on her head are just leaves? Why? She has never been in a single scene where there's leaves. Legit, I don't think she's been in a single scene near a tree. You said stars are born here. What did you mean? Was this facility used to clone the Caesarite Astrum cell? Arya, that doesn't make sense. No, if it were, then we would recognize it. Like, not only does, like, Arya. 1, yeah, whatever Diantha said. 2, the Astrum cell isn't a star. The planet's not a star. All right. Fine. I want you to know what happened here. Okay. And I want you to save her. Save who? Oh, are we finally circling back to the first cutscene where we might be the one to be able to save the world or save the girl? Just might be. Anyways, you're the most chosen one ever that could save the girl. You just might be, but now you totally are the chosen one. In that one opening cutscene that just constantly contradicted itself. This game started the first cutscene contradicting itself. Save who? Please proceed. The source of what you call quietus is up ahead as well. I hate everything. It is? Just that simple? So effing stupid. The cause of quietus? Well, we can't just ignore that now, can we? Totally, we can ignore it. There's an elevator leaving here. I am amazed that for some reason, the effing tower dungeon that was Arya's old workplace is the only dungeon where we're just forced into this second room in the dungeon for no reason for a cutscene. We just skipped the first room. And that first room doesn't even need to be there at that point. They could have just put a save point in the room they start you in. I don't comprehend why they did that. Anyways, this is stupid on so many effing levels. Oh god, this is so effing stupid. God. Listen guys, I'll talk to you in another episode. This is the final dungeon. I hope I'm finishing this today. I have 2.5 hours. I have 2.5 hours to possibly try to finish this dungeon and possibly finish this game. Wish me luck. I'll talk to you guys later in another episode of Harvestella. But until then, ciao. God, this game is so effing stupid. So effing stupid.